How's it going? So, God, what was it? About 2 months ago now, I made a video about what was in my bag and what I was taking for a short trip. At the end of this week, I'll be taking another longer, more extended trip. And so previously, it was only for a weekend, and I wanted to show what was in my bag to kind of give you an idea of what I take when I'm traveling, but I'm not really going that far or going for that long. But this time, it's like 9 days, covering thousands of miles by car, and what I'm carrying with me has varied greatly, and so that's what I wanted to share again here. So really, for starters, one of the things that's important now and that differs this time is that I'm really focusing on carrying the equipment that will help me do my job, rather than first and foremost packing light. And the reason for that is kind of twofold. Number one is I will have the car with us, so I'll be able to store stuff that I'm not using, leave it in places where I don't need it. If I'm going out for a little while, I can just leave stuff in one spot, and so packing light isn't as much of a concern. And really, that folds into me being able to take the photos that I really want to take, and not really being restricted in any given way. Really just going out there and experiencing and documenting it and doing what I love to do. So let's I guess let's get started here. It's heavier than I thought. So I've got my my trusty camera bag here. Once again, it's the same Billiam camera bag that I take everywhere, that I've had for years now. Carry with me all over the place. Actually, I think I've gotten a new patch too since I last did a video. I got an Oregon one on there, and I've got another one waiting to go on, and then I'm going to pick some up on this trip. We're going to hit up a few national parks, and those are always great. So we'll start kind of small here. Number one, I'm bringing 3 cameras total. The first camera is GoPro. I have a couple of different mounts for it, and really this isn't this is my personal camera. You know, this is what I'll use to just snap things really quickly. Take it where I'm not worried about it, where I don't want to lug a big camera around, and just kind of documenting certain things. It's great. It's waterproof. You know what a GoPro is. I'm pretty sure. I do have a couple of different mounts for it. So I have this one, which is a tripod mount. And then I also have, let's see if I can grab this other one in here. Well, it's somewhere in here. It's a hot shoe mount. So what it will allow me to do is, there it is I put my GoPro on it up here, and then this just screws onto a hot shoe. And I love using this and mounting it onto my cameras to kind of give a first-person view of what I'm shooting. As always, with anything digital, I cleared the memory card so I don't have to worry about space, and I also have a spare battery, so that just in case one dies while I'm out and about, I do have a backup, and then I have the charger as well. So always really, important to plan in that regards. Other things I'm bringing: standard threaded cable release, good thing to have. Film camera wise, cameras that I'm actually going to be using most of the time. Fuji GA645. I talked about this in the last video, how much I love it, how much I enjoy using it, how it's a great kind of point and shoot camera that uses medium format. I have another camera overview video about it as well if you want to check out my page. But really, it's such a great light packer. Doesn't weigh much of anything. And again, it takes medium format film, and that's the kicker, is because it takes medium format film, I don't have to worry about carrying around 2 film types. So let's set that aside. And the primary camera I'm bringing, if you've been following me at all on Instagram or on Twitter or anything, is, you've probably guessed, is this guy. Pentax 67-2. It's got the 90mm 2.8 on there. I tried 75mm 4.5. Just to see if I wanted something a little bit wider. I found that it didn't make enough of a difference from a field of view perspective to justify the much slower lens, and it was actually much larger. It was probably about twice as long on the front of the camera there. The 90mm, for how big of a camera this is actually rather compact. It's a great little lens, 2.8, which is, you know, for medium format, especially 6x7, is about as fast as you can get. I do have the grip on here, which has a hot shoe mount on it, and I'm bringing it with me. However, realistically, I will probably be using the camera without it most of the time. And so just to give you a quick idea, you can see it makes the camera a little bit more manageable. The grip's neat, it looks cool, and if you're using a hot shoe mounted flash or anything like that, it's a necessity because there's no hot shoe on the camera. But for day-to-day use, this is really a much more manageable package. You know, people think of the Pentax 6x7 series as being these monstrous, unwieldy cameras, but in reality, they're no bigger than some of the larger professional level DSLRs, you know, the Canon 5Ds and things like that. I have some friends with those, and it's pretty comparable in terms of size. Obviously, the prism's quite a bit bigger, but where the prism's bigger, the lenses are generally smaller since they're not these big honkin' zoom lenses that people like to carry around. So that's that guy. And so yeah, so that's really where having the medium format, two medium format cameras that are very different come into play. Pentax being, of course, automatic if I want it to be, manual if I want it to be, and it really gives me a lot of control, and with the bigger negative, a more archival quality and a more archival result. But if I want to just take something and kind of click around and, you know, not use the GoPro or my phone or anything, I've got the Fuji GA645, which will really allow me to do that. And I don't have to worry about carrying around 35 and 120. It's all the same. I can grab a roll, I can throw it in. For processing, for scanning, for my post-production workflow, it's all going to be pretty much exactly the same, which is really fantastic. A couple of other things I'm bringing with me that I figured I should mention really quick before I get into some more serious stuff. Before we do that, credit card reader that attaches to my phone, because I'm planning on bringing with me, I have this whole stack of landscapes. I'm going to actually get some more made here, or I'm going to make some more here, I should say, and I'm going to go to a couple of events, and in case anybody wants to buy them, always good to have that stuff. Also, I have Littlefields. These are all the copies I have left in stock. So if you want to buy one, I'll include a link to both this and Landscapes in the description below. I really encourage you to do so, and I'll try and get it shipped out before I take off here. But that's always good to have, and that's why the credit card reader comes in handy. People obviously don't really carry cash all that much, and so being able to just accept payment, it's really convenient. Also, bringing along a whole bunch of notebooks of various kinds. First one being analog book for medium format. Some of the more set up and premeditated shots that I'll be doing with the Pentax 6x7. I just want to make sure I record my notes. That's always good to have. And then also a whole mess of field notes. I have a number of these things that I use at any given time. And so I'll be bringing one for like photography, one for just travel, one for just general purpose. And I keep them pretty segmented like that. As for film choices, I am bringing quite a bit of film. I posted a photo on my Instagram a little while ago that showed me once I got it all packed up, but I wanted to go over it really quickly. So I like these as little bags. The boxes take up too much space, and I end up just finding myself getting frustrated with them. Bags are great, just a little plastic bag, because they allow me to cram a whole bunch of rolls in here in a decently small and compact space. And they offer a little bit more maneuverability in terms of moving stuff around, and number one is I can see through them. So what will inevitably happen is, I have some here like this is both black and white color, but what will inevitably happen is some black and white will come out, and then some color go in here, and I'll have some Ectar and some Portra, and it'll just all get kind of mixed up. And so this will allow me to see exactly what's in each bag and what I'm reaching for, rather than having to open the box, dig around, look for it. But as for film, so I've got 65 rolls that I'm taking with me, which sounds like a lot, but when you think that, you know, the Pentax is only 10 shots per roll, 650 exposures over 9 days isn't a whole bunch. I don't think I'll take that many photos, just knowing me. I think it'll be the final number will be quite a bit lower than that, probably in the 350 to 400 range. But better safe than sorry, and you just don't know when you're going to be able to buy more film. Plus, with a decent chunk of it being black and white, I wanted to make sure I had that as an option as well. So 5 rolls, Portra 400. I like Ektar more, as you can see by this is a full bag of Ektar. This is a full bag of Ektar. This is a full bag of Ektar. Those are 12 rolls in each bag. I have 5 extra rolls over here. Oops. So lots and lots of Ektar. Most of my shooting will be done during the day, but I did want to bring some Portra 400 just in case I'm shooting in lower light or anything like that. I do want to make sure I have something that's a little bit faster as an option. Obviously with the Fuji, I have the built-in flash. So for casual snapshots, stuff like that, and in low light situations, I'm going to be fine. And then for black and white, I just have a whole bunch of this Ilford FP4 left over that I keep meaning to use, and so it's a good opportunity to use it. It is old, it's from 1996, but I've shot a number of rolls with it, and the results, still looks new. It was frozen the entire time. But while I'm on that note, I do want to make sure that if you are packing, if you're planning for this, and you do happen to be taking expired film with you, all of my Ektar luckily is fresh. But the Ilford stuff, because it's expired, it's very, 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 very important that you test 1, 2, or even 3 rolls of whatever batch you're shooting. Develop it, process it, scan it, get it through your entire workflow. There's nothing worse than taking expired film and getting just absolutely horrible results out of your final product from trips and from traveling, just because there's so much work and time and everything that goes into this. It's not like you can just go around the corner and take the photos again. So anyway, so that is what I'm bringing on this trip. Again, it's going to be 9 days long, so I'll be out for a while. I'll be sharing a lot of our adventures on Instagram, so please be sure to follow me there, and on Twitter. I'll include the links to my social media accounts below. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, please leave them below. I'd love to hear from you. What do you bring in your bag for your long trips? What do you find in terms of packing that works better or worse for you? Anything like that. Let's keep the conversation going, and thanks for watching. Until next time.